If motivation worked, nobody would be stuck. This isn't a hype podcast. I'm not here to yell words of motivation at you or tell you to wake up at 4 a.m. This is for people running on low battery, but still paying attention. Life, discipline, media, games, tech, people. Why things work the way they do, and why most of us are exhausted by things that don't actually matter. If your energy is low, but your awareness is high, you're in the right mode. I'm Anthony Manning. This is low battery mode. Let's get into it. You don't hate grinding. You hate grinding at the wrong thing. People say they hate hard work, but I don't really believe that. Because the same people who hate effort will sit still for 6 hours straight if the effort feels worth it. Your brain isn't lazy. It's efficient. It wants the shortest path to feeling okay. The problem is, a lot of the work people are doing doesn't give anything back. No pride, no growth, no visible progress, no social connection, just effort disappearing into nothing. And your brain notices that. That's why people will binge shows, scroll endlessly, or game for hours. Not because they're weak, because those things give feedback, dopamine, closure, a sense of what's next. You finish a big episode and the first thing you do is check Twitter to see how everyone reacted. A crazy play happens in football and you immediately want to see the group chat light up. That's not addiction. That's the brain looking for meaning and connection. The brain doesn't hate effort. It hates effort with no emotional reward. No signal that this mattered. Your brain isn't allergic to work. It's allergic to pointless work. Let me sit with that for a second. Think about how much effort you've already proven you can handle. Late nights, early mornings, jobs you didn't like, situations you stayed in longer than you should have. So when people say, I just don't have the discipline, what they usually mean is, I don't believe this effort is going anywhere. And your brain can tell. Starts asking questions like, why am I doing this? Who is this actually for? And what happens if I stop? If there is no good answer, motivation quietly leaves the room. That's why grinding the wrong thing doesn't just feel hard, it feels heavy. That's the kind of tired sleep doesn't fix. This is why video games work so well. In games, the goal is clear. Beat the game, max your stats, get the platinum trophy, collect all the legendary gear. You know exactly what winning looks like. Progress is visible. The map opens up. Your HP goes up. Your character gets stronger. Your brain relaxes because it can see movement. Your skills improve. Perfect parries, perfect dodges, cleaner combos, better aim, muscle memory kicking in. You're adapting in real time, and the feedback is immediate. You mess up, you know. You do well, the game tells you. Most importantly, you choose the mission. You have autonomy. You decide where to go and when. Now compare that to real life. The goals are vague. Get healthy, save money, be more productive, communicate better. Okay, how? Progress is slow. Feedback is inconsistent. And half the time, you're following someone else's idea of success. You're stuck playing a side mission that you didn't even accept. When effort disconnects from meaning, it doesn't just slow you down. It leaks into everything. That's how burnout starts. Your body keeps showing up, but your brain quietly clocked out weeks ago. Emails blur together, motivation flatlines, small tasks feel weirdly heavy. You're tired in ways sleep doesn't fix. Then there's that lost feeling. Like everyone else got a map and you're standing at a crossroads pretending you know where you're going. It's disorienting, a little lonely. It's hard to explain to people who only see the outside version of you. And doom scrolling? That's not curiosity. It's emotional stalling. Thumb moving, mood sinking. One post turns into 20. Bad news stacks on bad news. And somehow you're still searching for something that makes you feel better, even though it never does. It feels productive in the moment, like staying informed. But really, it's just stress on autopilot. And the constant tiredness, no matter how long you sleep, you still wake up drained. Your focus slips. Little things take more effort than they should. And your patience runs thinner than you'd like to admit. What makes all this worse is how normal it's become. Being exhausted is expected. Being disconnected is normal. Being busy but unfulfilled is just fucking adulthood, apparently. So people stop questioning it. They assume this is just how life feels. But that low-level frustration, that constant background tiredness, it's not age. It's a misalignment. That's your energy being spent somewhere your mind doesn't believe in anymore. This isn't about becoming more disciplined. It's about becoming more aligned. Discipline gets romanticized a lot. People talk about it like it's a personality trait. Like some people are just built different. But discipline is mostly a reaction. It shows up when the goal feels clear, personal, worth the cost. When it doesn't, discipline feels like punishment. That's why forcing yourself rarely works long term. You might push for a week, maybe even a month. But eventually your brain asks, why are we doing this again? And if you don't have an answer, you stop. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. Alignment makes discipline feel quiet, almost boring, but it lasts. Here are 3 questions that matter more than any productivity hack. First question, what do I naturally grind at without forcing it? That usually lives where interest, identity, and reward overlap. Things that make you feel competent, things with fast feedback, things that feel like who you are, not just what you should do. Saying, I want to get fit fades. Saying, I'm someone who trains, that sticks. When something feels like identity, discipline barely gets involved. Second question, what skills do I level up without complaining? Pattern spotting, communication, explaining things, game mechanics, reading people. We improve fastest at skills that feel rewarding now, not just important later. If a skill only pays off someday, your brain will procrastinate it today. Third question, what feels hard but satisfying? The stuff that sucks, but in a good way. A tough workout, a long hike. Your body protests, but afterwards, chef's kiss. You feel earned. Solving a problem that had you stuck. Designing and building something from scratch. The struggle makes the finished result feel personal and real. Having a hard conversation you've been avoiding. You're uncomfortable in the moment, but peaceful after. These things are hard because they require effort and presence, but satisfying because they create visible change, growth, or relief. Easy pleasures feel good while they're happening. These feel good after, and that kind of good lasts longer. Here's a final thought. Some of you don't lack discipline. You lack a goal worth suffering for. A lot of people beat themselves up for being undisciplined, when the real issue is they're forcing effort towards something that doesn't actually matter to them. Humans can endure an insane amount of discomfort. Early mornings, long hours, rejection, failure, but usually only when the outcome feels personal. The moment the goal connects to identity, purpose, or a deep want, the same undisciplined person suddenly looks relentless. Let this be a check-in, not a judgment. You don't have to overhaul your life tomorrow. Just notice what drains you. Notice what energizes you. Notice what you'd still do even if no one was watching. That's usually where the real work starts. If any part of this felt a little too accurate, that's probably your cue. This has been Low Battery Mode. If you want to stick around, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on TikTok, IG, Threads, and Blue Sky at Low Battery Mode Pod. Or you can shoot me an email at lowbatterymodepod@gmail.com. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time.